So we have a homeowner that wrote us about her wooden gutters on her old wooden house, and they were leaking. So I visited this house about 3 or 4 months ago, and the gutters were leaking. But I told her we really can't work on them in the cold weather, so let's see what happens over the winter, and we'll see the condition and assess the problem then. So that's where we're heading now. But a lot of people don't realize that when I was younger, along with my brother Dickie and my brother Johnny, we had a gutter machine, and we used to roll out gutters and put them on people's houses, and they were aluminum, so they didn't require any maintenance. They didn't even have to be painted. And that's what people liked about it. Unlike a wooden gutter that requires a lot of maintenance sometimes, and they gotta be oiled once a year. Hi, Regina.
Hey, Tommy, how are you?
I'm good. It's busy around here in the morning, a lot of traffic.
Yes, we have a school across the street.
Yeah.
It's noisy, too.
Yeah. Well, you wrote me about your gutters, and this is a beautiful house. Pretty old, isn't it?
1882.
1882, that's about the year of my house. Actually, I think my house is a little bit older, but not much. And so what's the story about the gutters?
Well, Peter, my husband, had very strong feelings about being a steward of the property. And he wanted to find somebody who would replace the wooden gutter. And someone came and met with him and wanted to put up an aluminum gutter, but Peter felt strongly to maintain the authenticity of the house. And Peter died last year.
Sorry to hear about your loss.
Thank you. And so I wanted to honor his quest for somebody to do a wooden gutter. So I asked everybody that I knew, did they know somebody? And then I thought, well, I'll send an email to ask this old house.
Yeah.
And
well, here
you
I am.
showed up.
Well, I have to say, it's hard to find somebody to do wooden gutters today, but I love the fact that Peter and you want to keep the house original and keep that old wooden gutter up there. It's a little bit difficult, a little harder than putting an aluminum one up, but I've got Nathan and his dad out back setting the staging up so we can see what we have to do with your gutters. So let's take a walk out back.
Okay.
All right, so as you know, I was here about 4 months ago and I checked the gutter and it looked like it might be repairable, but Nathan's up there now with his dad checking it out. What do you think, Nathan?
Oh, I think it needs a little bit of help. This repair that they had made years ago is starting to go, and then the ends are looking a little punky, a little soft, so.
We got to change the whole thing.
I think so.
All right, so we got a little bit of work to do up there.
You need my help?
You need no, you can stay down here. The gutter should be here any moment and the materials to get started, but in the meantime, we got to take some measurements, prep the area, and we'll be in business. So why don't you go and relax?
I'll do the heavy looking on.
Okay, great, thank you. All right, so what you have here is a multi-piece fascia board. There's a small fascia board here that sits under the gutter. The gutter is wide enough that it goes in and sits on the face of the rafter ends. So if I was to draw a little line, 3/4 of an inch back right here, that's where the rafters come down all along the house. And the gutter actually sits on the face of these. This fascia board is underneath it. Above the gutter are 2 pieces of fascia. So we have the gutter that sits up here and then 2 pieces of fascia board over the gutter right here. So I'm going to place a piece of paper, something I can bend. Now I'm just going to trace the profile. So I can transfer this onto the new gutter. This is going to give me my outside miter. But I want to match the profile coming down here and the profile here with a miter. So this is my long point. This is my OG. And this is where I die into the corner right here where the fascia and the rake trim meet. And now I have a straight edge mark right here that lines up with the face of the gutter here. And I'll mark it here so I have 2 points right there. And once we cut the gutter to this profile, we'll have to fine tune it in place with a little bit of sanding and rasping. Now we do the same thing on the other end. Now I got my piece right across there. Nice fit. I gotta make sure I push that in, because if I don't push it in and I don't follow that contour, if I have a straight line here, I'm not gonna get a true measurement.
So on the back side of this wood gutter, on the rafter tails, there's a heavy nail in each one. So we're gonna find those rafter tails and take each nail out. What I just took out is this big piece of lead, and then what they did is they created a dam in the corner. And what it does is it prevents the water from going into the end. It forces it to go back down and into the downspout.
Now you can really see how bad that gutter is rotted right there on the end. All right, all of our rotted wood is off, and now we're ready to start putting things back together. We've got about 4 rafter tails. That's the end of the rafters that the fascia board mounts to. 4 of them are a little iffy. They're not bad enough to cut out, but we do want to sister a piece beside it for good nailing for the gutter and the fascia when we install it. And the house has what is called a 12 pitch, which means it's 12 inches goes in, 12 inches goes up. So I set my square at a 12 pitch, mark the angle of the rafter, and I'm going to make these about 6.5 inches long. I'm going to cut 4 of them. Okay. All right, we're getting ready to install the 1x12 fascia board. This is exterior grade wood that's primed, and I'm going to cut it on a 45-degree angle. Just want to prime that end. To make sure that our joint fits correctly, where the intersection from the gable end comes down to the gutter, I've got a template of that transition piece right there. I'm going to scribe a line, make sure it's tight, follow it around, and I'm going to make a rough cut.
All right, we're ready to cut the hole for this 2 1/8 inch drop. So we have our measurement 15 1/4 back off our long point, 15 1/4, and then we're gonna split the difference on this 4-inch gutter. So we're gonna go 2 inches back, 15 1/4.
I want to put a little tar in there first before I slide the gooseneck into it. How you looking, Bill?
Pretty good now.
Want to make sure we get plenty in the middle.
Yeah.
He's asking the screws to do a lot there. now I got a sheet of lead. High spot here, water coming down here will roll right back down into the downspout.
We're ready to put our ground underneath. Some people use a bed molding, but for this one, we'll go square.
Where the gutter meets the fascia board along the top, we sealed that joint with an acrylic caulking. Finally, to protect the inside of the gutter, we applied a good coat of oiled linseed oil. Well, this was a big job today, guys. We got it done. I didn't think we would, but
It turned out great.
yeah, it sure did. Never would have been able to get it done without you, so thanks for your help.
Give us a call anytime.
And I thank you on behalf of my Peter. He was a good steward of the house, and so you gave him a wonderful gift. Thank you so much.
Thanks, guys.
We'll see you guys next time.
See you soon.
All right, so we've got the gutter all up, new fascia board up, we repaired the rotted rafters. You're gonna have to get the painter here. We're gonna leave the staging up for him to make it a lot easier. We've got everything primed that you can't see. We'll never be able to prime without it, so that's good. And then we'll come and take the staging down. But remember, you have wooden gutters. They should be oiled at least once a year and cleaned. All right?
I'll follow your directions.
All right.
Thank you.
It looks great.
It looks beautiful.
Thanks for watching. This Old House has got a video for just about every home improvement project, so be sure to check out the others. And if you like what you see, click on the subscribe button to make sure that you get our newest videos right in your feed.